Hey guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. It's Tuesday, April 26, 2011. We have a great announcement this week. HP Fan POA, who is one of our regular Talk to Me Tuesday contributors, had her baby last week. She had a baby boy, and I'm sure that everyone here wants to wish her well, so please leave comments and tell her how happy you are for her and how wonderful it is that we have not our first, but our second Talk to Me Tuesday baby. Our first Talk to Me Tuesday baby was Hard Hat Cat's baby last year, and he will be a year old soon, which, if you guys can believe that, time has just really flown by. I have been doing tons of sewing, and I can't show you any of it because it's all Project of Doom sewing, and so it will be showing up in upcoming weeks on Harry Potter paper piecing. Speaking of which, LiveJournal has completely revamped the way they do addresses on LiveJournal for communities. So if you're in a community, you don't have to remember the really long address anymore. Now it is HP Paper Piecing, which is hp-paperpiecing.livejournal.com. All of the communities are like that. Talk to Me Tuesday is ttmt.livejournal.com. Twilight Craft, twilight-crafts.livejournal.com. Paper Pieced is paperpiece.livejournal.com. So you see all the communities completely revamped the way you find them. Much easier to give out addresses, much easier to share, and get you where you need to go. Speaking of HP Paper Piecing, I have gotten more blocks in the mail for the extra credit blocks for the autograph quilt that we'll be doing, that I will be putting together from the Project of Doom. I got this lovely block from Michelle in Australia. This one comes from Ingrid in the Netherlands. This one comes from Karen in North Carolina. And this one is from Dorothy in Pennsylvania. So I will add these to my stack. So I have a bag here that I'm keeping them all in. So what I'm doing is I will, when I get to the point where I have enough, see how many I've got so far? When I get to the point that I have enough, I will count them and I will make a donation, $1 for every one of these autograph blocks that I get, that will go to the Red Cross. So a little extra incentive for sending in your autograph block. Speaking of autograph blocks, I have a totally different kind of autograph block to share with you. My lovely friend Hard Hat Cat went to a Harry Potter conference in Australia. I think it was last month, and she did something super duper cool for me, and she took muslin squares and she had them autographed by some of the cast members. So she sent me, this is Natalia Tenya, which is Tonks, the Phelps twins. So Oliver and James Phelps, who play Fred and George. So I have some awesome autograph squares that I will use for something really cool. I'm thinking maybe a wall hanging, just to really showcase the autographs. So super cool, awesome. Thank you, Kat, for that. I really appreciate those. I know I've already sent you my thanks, but I really do appreciate it. Just very excited about those. Last week, I got the most amazing box from Cauldron Cake Baker, Margie, and it was just cram-packed full of things. There was an Inuyasha shirt for Elena's quilt, which she is going to wear a couple of times before we cut it up. It was packed full of treats from the bakery where she works, all kinds of yummy chocolate eggs that were filled with all variety of wonderful things. She sent me sugar-free jelly beans, which I've been mostly sugar-free for the last year and a half and have lost 30 pounds because of it and managed to keep it off, so that was greatly appreciated. In addition to that, she sent me a beautiful little package of fabric, and she said these were fabrics that made her think of me. There are owls and more owls and beautiful swirly magical fabric. And Margie, I just want to say thank you. I was having a pretty rough week last week. Had a lot on my mind, a lot going on. There's a lot going on in Texas right now, and this just, it made my week. It was a whole box full of just love and goodness, and the box is open and spread out, and some of the chocolate has been consumed, and we've shared it all out, and the family, we all really appreciated it very much. So I just want to say an extra special thank you to Margie for that. So I mentioned last week that I really want to learn how to do embroidery, and I've done a teeny tiny bit over the years. I've done, like some antennas on some butterflies, and I did a little bit on a skirt for my daughter years ago, but I really didn't know how to do anything more complex than just like a split stitch, which I was doing really big stitches because I just really didn't know what I was doing. So there are a couple of reasons I wanted to learn. One is I sit in the carpool line, which, like I told you guys last week, I park in the carpool line and turn my car, fold the windows down, and I just sit and I do something with my hands until the kids start coming out and the line starts moving. It's gotten much too hot to do that with crochet, which is what I normally do. It's been over 90 for the last couple of weeks. It's probably going to be high 90s soon. We still have a month of school left, so I want something to do while I'm waiting for my kids to come out of school. It's also really good for me when they go to music lessons and stuff like that. Not so much Elena anymore because she drives herself to music lessons now, but I still take Gareth and I still wait for him while he's doing his lesson. So yesterday I picked up a couple of new hoops because my hoop completely disappeared that I used to have. I think I gave it away. It is still not turned up. And so I picked up a couple of hoops at work, and which is Honeybee Quilt Store for anybody who's new today. And I took some advice from some of you guys that you posted on Facebook, which was Sublime Stitching. I used the fabulous guide on Sublime Stitching to help me get started, and I actually took just the first few basic stitches and I printed that page out and I laminated it so I could stick it in my stuff with my embroidery. So this is from Sublime Stitching, and I also realized through the retail locator that there are Sublime Stitching products at several stores in Austin. So as soon as I have the opportunity to drive anywhere besides school, work, and the grocery store, then I will go see what I can find because I really want to get going on this. From Bluebird Quilts on Blogspot, Virginia gave me the suggestion to go visit there, and there's a block of the month. It's all embroidery. So they're on block 4 right now. Block 5, I'm assuming, will come out soon. So I went ahead and started with block 1, and I thought it'd be a good way for me to practice and learn the stitches. And so far I've practiced the split stitch and the stem stitch, and this is what I have so far. I started this actually yesterday. So I did all the stems and most of the flower in the carpool line, and then the blue part of the flower and the hearts I did last night. I have a couple more stems to put in and a couple of hearts, and then I want to do, there's some little circles. I don't know if you can see those, but there's some little circles on there. Those will be satin stitching, which is the next thing I'm going to practice. And so the purpose for all of this, besides just doing something in the carpool line, is I really want to embroider the names on the books for my Project of Doom quilt. And seeing as how we're halfway done with the blocks, I thought I might get a move on that. I've been thinking about it for a while. I didn't know if I wanted to stencil, if I wanted to use fabric pen, and really I want to use embroidery. So I'm gonna use embroidery. So I'm gonna practice a couple of projects first, and then I'll start stitching on my blocks because I want to make sure they look as nice as I can make them. And to transfer the pattern onto the fabric, I have a little bitty light box. This is actually came from the scrapbooking department in Hobby Lobby. It has a little light on the back. It was $10. I used my 40% off coupon, so I got it for $6. And it just plugs in and the light turns on, and then you just lay whatever you want to trace on top. And it's really tiny, so it doesn't take up a lot of room, which is what I wanted. And then this is a Soline ceramic pencil. And this particular one has green lead because green will show up on either light or dark. And I use this when I mark quilts all the time, and it works really great on fabric because you can either rub it off with your fingers or you can rub it off with just a damp cloth and it comes off just fine. But it doesn't smear and it doesn't really fade until you want it to come off. So that's what this green line was. So you can see on there, that's what these green lines are. I drew that with this pencil. And last but not least, since this week is my birthday week, I am going to be doing a drawing. Lil Jabs did a drawing the week of her birthday quite some time ago. The fantastically fabulous Torn Portfolio, also known as Corp for short. She is a wonderful stenciler. She sent me something in the mail and she told me that I could keep it for myself or I could give it away as a prize. And I have decided, because it's my birthday and because I love you guys so much, that I'm going to go ahead and give this away as a prize. But there's a catch. Okay, so there's this adorable pink bag that Courtney stenciled for me. It's a Talk to Me Tuesday bag. It's got ribbon handles. There's a zipper inside. And the way you enter to win this is leave a comment. Either you can leave it anywhere. It can be on the Live Journal group, Talk to Me Tuesday, ttmt.livejournal.com, on my blog, blog.sewhook.org. It can be on YouTube, on this video, in the comments, and tell me how you craft for good. So I craft for the Linus Connection. I make blankets that I donate to charity. What way do you craft for good? Do you donate blankets? Do you make quilt blocks? Did you send quilt blocks to Australia? Are you doing quilts for Japan? You don't have to prove it to me. Just tell me something you've done. It doesn't have to be something you're doing right now. It can be something you've done in the past. Just tell me a way that you've used your crafting for good. And next week I will take all the names of all the people that have commented and told me how they've crafted for good, and it will go into a drawing, and I will draw it live, being recorded. But I will record myself doing the drawing, and someone will win this. And I might even put something in the bag before I send it to you. So keep that in mind. I have a very substantial stash of all kinds of goodies. I might add some bonuses. So keep that in mind. And please do let me know how you craft for good. That is going to be it for this week. It is starting to get warmer, so you're going to see me probably with my hair up a lot more. I'm actually planning on getting my hair cut today as soon as my videos starts processing on YouTube. So who knows how short it'll be next week. Probably not too short because I'm a hippie at heart. So if you could see my pants today, you'd believe me. I will see you guys next week. Have a great week. Please, please post videos, talk to me, and make sure you comment. Don't forget to comment about crafting for good. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.